Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fun Size, and I haven't been awake very long, but I woke up to a YouTube comment, and it was a request for the Super Saiyan God Gokus, right? And basically a tier list slash like who's the best out of them and why, and are some of them worth using and all that good stuff, right? Now, it's almost not fair to include this guy because he's just a he's a DFE, he's a Dokkan Fest exclusive, and it's almost not fair because the potential of this guy is pretty much limitless depending upon how long the fight is and blah 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 blah. Are you going to use him now? Like, you're not going to use any of these characters right now, okay? Now, I mean, as far as like Battlefield, you could use this guy, right? You could use also this guy right here. But the majority of these characters you're probably not going to use, but we're going to go over it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so starting at the bottom of the barrel, we got this guy, right? We have this AGL Super Saiyan God Goku, Flaring Battle Impulse Super Saiyan God Goku, right? Which it doesn't have a bad leader skill for like Battlefield, I guess. You know, all types keep +3 HP attack and defense 80%, right? Like that's not horrible, right? Like if you have no other cards and you need a card, like I mean, I guess, right? But the thing is that this card's not really doing anything. He might be doing a little bit of damage, you know, just a little bit, nothing worth really writing home about, but I'll explain, right? So he's greatly raising attack, right? Cool. He's going to hit harder and harder and harder. Awesome. That's great. But you know what else is going to happen? He's going to die. He's going to die really, really fast. Why? Because he's getting 100% or it's going to be 120 attack and defense here. He's getting 80 here and then 50 here, right? Already done the math, 250. 250 stats, and that's it, with a 30% chance to crit. Cool. Then he launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. Cool, it's a guaranteed additional. Awesome. However, we all know that this 30% chance right here is awful. If you guys have used the new Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You're hardly ever going to see this. And when you do, you're going to celebrate and jump for joy. But by that time, he's probably already dead. Okay? Now, no, there's nothing else that's happening with this character. Nothing else. He's not getting defense on super. He doesn't have any other ways of getting other defense or damage or really anything. I mean, he's got a little bit of damage here from the crits, but like, again, what's the point? You know, what's the point of this character? Like, he doesn't really do anything. He's just gonna die. Unfortunately, he's literally just gonna die. Now, moving on to this guy. This guy has the most stats for your buck, your bang for your buck, I guess you could say. He's got a better leader skill to a certain extent. It's 10% better but only for int and STR, right? Which is, again, nothing super crazy, but he is getting defense on super, right? He's getting defense on super. That is important. That is significant, because if not, he's going to die just like this guy, right? Just like him. But this guy is getting quite a bit more stats. So we've got 100 here and 100 here, right? Or it's going to be 180 there. That's 280 stats just from the passive. And then another 50 here. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. He's getting 330 stats when he supers. And then he could potentially also launch an additional attack, right? And then that I believe that's a 50-50 as to whether or not it's a super or a normal, right? Or it could just be a normal, in which case, okay, cool. nothing really crazy there either. Then we've also got a high chance of launching an additional attack. So I mean, if he's able to do like turn these into supers, cool. He could potentially do like 4 supers, and he's looking really, really good as far as like these low budget characters. But at the same time, this here doesn't really matter at all. Attack effective against all types, like cool, awesome, doesn't really matter. But I mean, he's getting quite a bit of defense, right? Now let's say in a hypothetical world, we go to this guy, right? This guy is getting 30% damage reduction now. That is important because I would much rather have damage reduction over extra defense. Yeah, this guy's great. Don't get me wrong. Like, in comparison, we went from this to this. This is way better because he's still getting the defense on super. He's still getting way more stats, right? Like, he's doing quite a bit here. But these right here could potentially just be normals, right? They're just normals. And then let's say hypothetically they are just normals. Oh, cool. He did some normals. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this right here also, the performance 3 attacks, like, whoa, dude, like, that's so sick. So that's why I say also, like, this guy's really not that great, right? But this guy's, we're getting into much better territory. Why? Because he's doing both attack and defense on super, right? He's got 120, just like the others, right? And then we got another 80 here, so that's 200 effectively. And then right here, 50. So he's getting the same stats as everybody else, right? 250. Right here, with every attack performed, he gets the 50, right? He has the extra chance to do an additional, right? Launches an attack that has a medium chance becoming a super attack. Awesome. It doesn't say just attack, right? The attack that says, oh, we can transform into a super, that's good. But this is also guaranteed additional here. Launches an additional attack, that is guaranteed. And then it has a chance to become a super. That's what we love to see. If we're going to do additionals that are not just straight up guaranteed additional attacks, we want it written like this. Launches an additional attack simply because the attack itself, whether it's a normal or a super, is guaranteed. There's no RNG there. It's just straight up bang, I'm gonna do an additional attack. Now whether it's gonna hit hard or not, that's up to RNG. That's what we like though, versus anything else. Because if it was like written like this, high chance of launching an additional attack, that's boo-boo. Even if it was a super attack, because he could just not attack at all. Because with every attack that you do, you also have a chance of proccing the hidden potential, right? So let's say if he did 4 additional attacks, right? Launches 4 additional attacks, and then they all have a medium chance or a low chance or whatever to be a super, right? Even if that was the case, guess what? By the end of those 4 attacks, however much hidden potential, every single attack that you do has a chance to proc that hidden potential at the end, right? So let's say, oh, I have 10 additional, right? Just 10. It is going to roll for every attack. Bang. I'm going to roll 10. Did I get it? No. Okay. Next attack. Roll. Did I get it? No. Next attack. Oh, we got it. Boom. And then now at the end, oh, I do my additional, and it's, I believe, a 50-50 as to whether or not it's a super or if it's a normal. There you go. See? Easy math. But, point being also, the damage reduction is way better than just defense, right? Like, that's a given. Because damage reduction is taking directly away from the boss or anything else that is hitting him versus just extra cushion, right? You're quite literally taking more of their base value away when they actually hit him. Okay, so that's way more valuable because he'll be able to tank, well, not super well, but much better than just having a little bit more defense because he's just taking the base value away versus getting hit by, let's say, 200,000. Oh, we take 30% of that. Oh, I don't know exactly what that is, but let's say that's like 20,000, right? Give or take, right? Let's say 20,000. We take 20,000 of that away. Now we're only getting hit by 180, and then we still have the base stats of everybody else, right? So we're going to be able to tank much better. Versus if, let's say, oh, we have, instead of the normal 250,000 defense, we've got 300,000. You know what I mean? We've got that extra little bit, but it's still going to hurt just as much, right? You see what I'm saying, right? But anyway, point being, this guy, moving on, right? This guy right here, now, he doesn't look like much when you first look at him, right? But the reason why this guy is better than all of these other ones is because of this. Mainly because of that, right? Now, let's say also, if we wanted to just look at him without this, He's basically the same unit as all these other characters, except he's less, I guess you could say, less consistent in some regard. But then he makes up for that by going, oh, I'm a rainbow orb changer as well. I change orbs into rainbow. That's really important. That's very significant, actually. So he contributes value there as well. So let's say if we only gave him like 4 orbs, right? That would put him at 28% attack and defense because he gets attack and defense for every orb, right? And then if we gave him 2 rainbows, which is not hard because he's already orb changing, right? So if we gave him 2 rainbows, he gets 77. And then, oh, guess what? We give him the 28 there, and then bang here. So guess what that totals to? That totals to 255. That totals to 255, meaning he has 5% more attack and defense than the rest of these idiots, right? But then throw this on top of there. Guess what? We've got a unit that's not taking nowhere near the amount of damage that any of these other guys would take if he's going against these guys, which the majority of the game is this, and then the other majority of the game is this. So, I mean, there's only a few fights that you would actually take someone else over him. But then again, he is a much older unit. Like this is going off of the hypothetical. Like if we were to use these guys right now and have bosses and everything that we could take these guys into, you would take him 100%. Because again, most of the game is this and this. Why wouldn't you? And then he also seals. None of these other guys do that. None of them. Literally none of them. You know how significant it is to just take a super away from a boss? Literally just take it from him. Just, oh, nope, you can't super now. But obviously, now the bosses are not, allowed to be touched in this regard. Like, oh, your abilities don't work on me. Like, oh, cool. If that's the case, then it doesn't matter. But if you can, the fact that you can on some bosses, this is huge. This is huge. This is the difference between dying and surviving. With a good bit of bosses. Right? Especially in this era of being able to even use these cards. This was the difference. Right there. Besides this. Even if you didn't have this, if you had this and 4 orbs, you were chilling. You were chilling. And then he also gets this. Defense on super. So, I mean, yeah. He's leaps and bounds better than all of these cards. This guy's in 3rd place because, again, the damage reduction, right? He gets damage reduction for free. Then he's got the same stats as everybody else. And he's doing this. Attack and defense on super. That's what makes him 3rd place, right? But 1st place obviously has to go to this guy. Because he's got, the 60% chance to dodge. Now, granted, this part is a bit annoying. 6 or more orbs. Because his intro is dependent upon that. But, I mean, honestly, it's not that big a deal because it's for 6 turns, right? And by then, he's usually chilling anyway, right? Like, those 6 turns where he's able to, or 3 turns, I should say, 3 turns that he's able to actually orb change and all that, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's really not bad. Especially if you're, back in the day, you would be rocking 2 of these guys, so they would just constantly change the field to physical orbs, and he was fine. He could go slot 1, he could go slot 3, he could go slot 2, it didn't matter. Especially after he's already supered a few times, because he's stacking, right? He's doing this. He's stacking every time he supers. And then he's getting this. When attacking, right here, 50% attack and defense, right? And then with 3 orbs, another 50% attack and defense. And chance to evade enemies' attack, 30%. His base kit is 30% anyway. Medium chance of evading enemies' attack, that jumps up to 60. With 3 orbs, and then at 6 orbs he gets an additional, right? And then he guards all attacks. Dope. Dope. So then what he could actually do is go super, okay, and then get the 6 orbs, super again, and if you have enough hidden potential, oh, super again. So then he's getting what, 60%? 60% stacking up to that point. Right? And he's guarding. And then, oh, after performing 4 attacks, he gets another 50% attack. So yeah, this guy was good. Especially when it came out. He was very good. He came out for Saiyan Day. Right? This right here. 2023. Not bad, dude. Honestly, not bad. Granted, power creep was not nice to this guy because it got to a point where he was just getting one-shotted immediately. If he didn't dodge, of course. And then there was fights where dodge was canceled and whatever. But, you know, even now, like, if you really, really, really wanted to, you could throw him on a team. He's going to be slower than everybody else, but it will take some time for him to actually get up to a point where he's okay, but he's still going to have to dodge to live supers. Like, we're at the point now where guard and stacking is not enough. You got to have guard, stacking, damage reduction, and or some other defensive ability to actually be able to compete in any of this. You know, any of the bosses now, they're literally just going to touch him once and he dies. Like, literally yesterday, I recorded a video. I haven't posted it yet, but the latest Frieza fight is insane in the beginning. Literally, when Frieza comes out, he's doing so much damage that it's not even funny. If I didn't have the characters that I have right now, in the order that I had them at the time that I was making that video, I literally lost instantly. It didn't matter who I had, because I was taking 300k plus normals, mind you. If he supered, we died. Normals with Gogeta. Super Saiyan Gogeta, we took, and he had just transformed. Granted, he gets attack and defense when he supers, whatever. But we took 300,000 plus from normals with Gogeta. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. There's no way that the majority of the game would even be able to keep up with that. Right? Especially not this guy or any of these guys. But point being, this is the order that I placed them. This guy's boo-boo, he's butt. This guy's slightly better butt. This guy's making it out of the hood. This guy's definitely out of the hood. And then this guy's living lavishly. But with power creep and everything, most of these characters are dead. So yeah, that's my take on the Super Saiyan God Goku non-LR. You know, non-LR Super Saiyan God Gokus. I hope this was informative. Hope you guys learned something. And let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think as to the order of this, right? So we got blue, we got purple, we got red, green, and then orange/brown. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I guess you could say ordering or tier list, if you will. Not really a tier list like that, but it was requested. So here you go, bud. I hope you enjoy the video, and all of the other ones that just happened to tune in. Everybody else, I hope you enjoyed the video as well. And if you did, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.